At the southern tip of the Chesapeake Bay, EA Sports brings you coverage of the National Football League from Virginia Beach here in the Commonwealth of Virginia. Straight ahead, it's Wild Card Weekend, and we've got a great one in store. As it'll be the Tigers of Sacramento taking on the Elks of Virginia Beach. It's that most wonderful time of the year, the NFL playoffs, as we're underway on EA Sports. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they will be led out by their signal caller in his second year in the NFL now.
And he comes off of a really good regular season with over 4,000 yards passing. And now in the playoffs, people always ask the question, do you continue to play the way you played in the regular season? Do you turn it loose? Or do you tone it down a little bit? I think you've got to be smart, but make sure you show the defense something they haven't seen before.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 11 yards there on the first play from scrimmage.
1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
First play of the drive, excellent run, just sets up wash, rinse, repeat. Another first down.
They'll run it. Here's the rookie from Oregon. And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Burnett. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. Give him 7 yards on the play as they do pick up the 3rd down conversion. Back to throw now on 1st down. Over the middle, and there's a diving catch. And he'll be marked out at about the 26-yard line. 15 yards through the air and a 1st down.
That's another Sacramento 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line.
Every coach we ever talk to says to his team before the game, quick start, guys. Let's get out of the gate fast. How about that? They took his lesson to heart, didn't they?
They did exactly that. A nice diving catch here on the game's opening drive. They'll run on 1st down with Marlon Mack. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
There's a short one caught by Ryman. And out of bounds right around the 20. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
60 Eagles, 60 Eagles.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And it's caught. Touchdown. From 19 yards away. And the Tigers will strike first here, this wild card matchup. Forget about the storylines of being intimidated in the playoffs on the road. I mean, that was pretty clinical right there.
Yeah, they didn't treat it like it was a playoff game in January, did they?
No.
That felt much more like, hey, we're back in August, running a few drills in the practice field. They seem unaffected by what they're facing in this one.
Out comes the kicking team here for the extra point. And it's good to make it 7-0.
Makes the score.
So that drive takes them down the field in 8 plays. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Oh, good-looking return set up here. So now we'll get a look at the other offensive unit as they come out for their first possession. And they will be led out by their rookie quarterback.
And this being the wild card round, he is the true wild card in this game because a rookie quarterback getting to start in the NFL postseason, that's not normal. That's a little bit on the unusual side. And there's plenty of guys who have gone into the playoffs after a very good regular season and have struggled. But there have been a few who played well. He wants to be in the latter list.
Looking to put a drive together. They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Brandon, to me, what's important right here on this drive is for them to get at least 2 first downs. They've got to give their defense a chance to settle down, catch their breath a little bit after they give up a touchdown on the opening drive.
Here's a 2nd and 7. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
No surprise at all. They're looking for the big man early in this one. The only surprise for them, he couldn't hang on to the pass.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. The 3rd down conversion successful. A gain of 11.
1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Plenty of things to talk about here, partner, but to me, their defense gave up a touchdown on the first drive. How about how they're responding, coming back? That's a big 3rd down pickup to keep their drive alive.
Let's go now. Ready?
They go play action here on first down. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete. He shook his head right when he released that throw. He knew it was going to be a little off target.
Yeah, the excitement got him on that one. Wasn't able to control the fact the receiver was open, and it would have been an easy throw.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Lawrence. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. The extra effort after the catch makes it good for a gain of 26 and also a first down. A run with Davenport. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed, a lack of great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
A loss of 1, now a loss of 2, and they're staring at a 3rd and 13.
Well, that kind of hit will certainly fire up your team both on the field and on the sideline. Tackles for lost yardage, they're always welcome.
So 1st and 2nd down went in the wrong direction. They'll try to do better here on 3rd and 13. They're going to look to throw. And he's going to go down here and sack. They push him back to the 34. And that'll bring up 4th down on the big sack with a loss of 5. Well, 3rd and long, you knew that he was going to throw it. He just couldn't find anybody to throw it to.
Yeah, and it shouldn't have been a surprise, but that was perfect execution of their nickel defense. That fifth defensive back, the extra defender, he really tightened up things downfield in coverage, and they were able to get to him in the pocket.
So both teams come away with points on their opening drives. Now they still trail. They answered the touchdown with a field goal, but at least able to break that goose egg here early.
And that is what's important, right? Because they didn't let that initial touchdown go unanswered. Took the ball themselves, moved it downfield, and put it through the post for 3 points. Game on.
Oh, a good return up past the 30. And a nifty return there all the way across the 40. Here's Sacramento's offense once more. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
25 yards the pickup there, and also a first down.
Well, when you're a road team in the playoffs, when you're a wild card, what's the one thing you need to be able to do to stay in football games? Run the football. And that's an excellent job right there of identifying where to go and picking up good yardage.
There's a short one caught by Ryman. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and that'll make it second down.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 29-yard line.
This a give to Mack running to the right. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line.
That's good.
9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
And he's going to have the hook up to Burnett. Yeah, he'll work free from one tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down. So give him 2 yards there on the completion, and it's second down. Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? And that'll be a free 5 yards for the offense.
Just like a tennis match, that's just an unforced error. Stay alert, don't jump early, and give them free yardage.
After 1, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. Sacramento with the football here as we get set to begin quarter 2. As they've got it with a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. Now the first carry here for the running back. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2. They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
That's a pretty play there. Got in at the last second, helped force the ball free, and kept them out of the end zone.
Now on 4th down, out comes the field goal unit here. And his kick is right there. It's good. And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. So a nice kick there as they add 3 to the lead.
And from what I've seen so far, Brandon, I think they've been the better of the 2 teams here in the first half. So even though you want the touchdown, I think that's a nice job there to put 3 points on the board.
And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. The Virginia Beach offense set to take over. Just a lone field goal for them so far, trailing 10-3 as they come up 1st and 10.
Let's go now. Ready, ready.
On play action, they'll throw. Now he'll tuck this and run. Throwing right, and that's complete. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Looking to throw. Caught on the right side by Jones. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down.
Come on.
49-yard line.
70 line.
They'll run it with Davenport. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. Play 3 of the drive not as successful. They go backwards after those 2 first down gains. Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss.
Get it. Hawk 70. Hawk 70.
They'll look to throw. Looking left side. It's complete. He's got it.
That's tough to play zone defense when they can just curl up right there in front of you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we're talking about finding the soft spot. Defensively, how do you make sure they don't find the soft spot like they did there?
Tough to do, because what they normally will do is run routes that will pull you out of that spot they want to get into. That's what we call not taking the cheese, right? Don't go for the mousetrap. But it's hard to do because when you see a guy cutting that in that direction, you tend to go towards him. They have 3 tight ends in that formation. That's almost a universal sign that they're planning to run the football. But how about the defense there? They met force with force and caused a stack up behind the line of scrimmage and threw him for a loss.
And the punt goes out of bounds, so no chance to bring it back, and they will spot it at the 24-yard line. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it. Forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. I go to the county fair. You don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Now a give, right side. It's Wallace. They'll fight for a couple as the tackle is made at about the 32. This offense so far on 3rd down, they've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2. Back to throw here. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. They're 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's 2nd down.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. And 2nd and 10. He'll look to throw again. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
A
3rd and 5.
And it's 3rd down.
They'll look to throw again. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down.
A gain of 15. And the Sacramento 1st down.
You always worry about those smaller receivers running through that gnarly patch of land in the middle of the field. But he did a really nice job there holding on to the football and protected himself as best he could while completing the play.
Now a play fake here on first down. Got an open man. It's Burnett. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. So from the 37, here's 2nd and 4. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And he'll go down at the 28. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. A run up the middle with Matt. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. 2 minutes to play here in this first half of the NFL playoffs. Still 9 yards to go on 2nd down from the 27. Back to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Nothing open downfield, and he had to get that one out in a hurry because he just knew he was about to take a big shot. Probably couldn't get his legs into the throw. Became an all-arm throw trying to check it down to his running back. Incomplete.
They'll set up a throw. He'll try and do this himself. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. Is into the end zone. Touchdown. A solid blocking up front from the guys on the offensive line allowed him to get in for the touchdown.
Yeah, some might say that the guys on the offensive line were in concert. I used to have a coach who called it marrying up, meaning when you get on a guy, you just stay right there, and each guy has his own assignment. That allowed the runner to make the big move towards the end zone.
No going for 2. They'll kick the point after. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead is now 17-3. That one in the books as a 12-play drive. And it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. Well, the Virginia Beach offense set to take over. They've got to be a little shell-shocked. Down double digits at home in the playoffs. Still in the first half. They've got to turn things around quickly. On first down, he'll drop to throw. Looking for a slot man, and he's got him. Second down and 3. Now they'll change things up.
Brings up 2nd and 3. At the 30.
2nd and 3. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45.
Virginia Beach.
He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down.
47-yard line.
Viking 18. Ready.
Now back to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. Second down and a little more than a yard here.
Gain of 9. Brings up second and a yard.
18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. From the 37, they work on 2nd and 6.
It's now 2nd and 6.
70 Timberwolves.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Can't get away, and he's taken down. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down.
19 Chargers.
They'll drop to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. So a couple of first downs on this drive, but it's looking like another empty possession.
And those empty possessions are certainly starting to pile up. So the adjustments that teams talk about all the time have to be taking place. They've got to analyze what's breaking down and figure a way to fix it.
Here's Sacramento's offense once more. And with a 17-3 cushion already, we'll see how aggressive they want to be. They'll start on the ground with Mack. And he powers his way up past the 30. Here's a 2nd and 5.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5.
They'll set up to throw. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And he can't escape, and down he goes. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. 4th down, so Jake Camarda is out there. It looks like right at the 40. A 40-yard punt, 5 yards on the return. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Looking left side, and it's complete. He's brought down, and remember here, no timeouts left. They got to get to the line quick. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
At the 38-yard line.
And he spikes it to stop the clock, and now if they choose, they'll have a chance at maybe a long field goal try here just before the break. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. This officially a 55-yard attempt. And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. And a second field goal here gets them back within 11 now. It's 17-6.
All right, Brandon, thanks much. Welcome in, everyone, to the downtown Orlando studios. Scott Hansen and crew with you for a short and sweet halftime, as this game's had a little bit of everything to it. We'll find out which side can establish some tempo in the 3rd quarter as we're ready to kick off the 2nd half. back out to our commentary team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Scott, thank you very much. We are ready to get started here with the second half. One of these two teams about to play their final half of the season as we're back at it in this NFC wildcard bout. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. This offense ready to go to begin this third quarter. And right out of the gate, they face what you'd think could be a pretty important drive.
I would say so. You know, they're down 2 scores. That's not the end of the world. It wasn't the strongest of first halves, but for them to start calling back, they've got to start putting...
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And they're going to take over right there at the 22-yard line.
First and 10 at the 22-yard line.
That one is going to sting. First play of the third quarter and a turnover.
And you have to know that at halftime, they spent a lot of time going through their checklist of what they wanted to accomplish to start this third quarter. Turning it over like this was not on that list.
Not at all. And you come out of the locker room trailing, so that first drive to establish momentum is very key.
Crucial.
Here's Sacramento's offense once more. And they'll have good field position here following the interception and a chance to build on their lead as they start with a 1st and 10. They'll look to throw here on first down. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he will take it in for the touchdown. A great play there. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Tigers continue to pull the playoff surprise as they lead big here on the road. Now they'll line up to kick the extra point. And the lead is up to 18 now. A nice tidy little drive there, getting the ball in excellent field position, and only 1 play to score it. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one. And here's the Virginia Beach offense out and ready to go again. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. He'll look to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. Big strides. Look at him go. And he gets into the end zone for the touchdown. A big play there. 73 yards. And the Elks are able to cut into that deficit. Well, they had their chances in the first half, you remember, but had to settle for 2 field goals. This time they come away with 6.
I think they actually got affirmation about what they were doing by getting a touchdown, because the field goals means they got in range but couldn't quite finish it off. This time they broke through, and that's great for the old confidence.
And on the sideline, difference of a feeling between 3 and 6, is it astronomical or no?
It can be at times, that's for sure. A lot of times the field goal feels like a disappointment. The touchdown, well, that tells you you're getting it done.
13.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10. Looking to put a drive together. They begin the drive on the ground with Matt. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 53 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
And in a situation like this, you're in the second half with the lead, trying to get to the division round. They're going to let him do his thing on the ground, and that's a great run there to pick up a 1st down.
And incomplete on the deep ball.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield. But that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. 12 yards there and a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 50-yard line.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And he's going to be swallowed up. Sacked back at the 45-yard line. The sack recorded. It's a loss of 5, and now it's 2nd down. We've seen him escape similar situations earlier in the game and get away for pretty good yardage. At that time, they get him down.
Yeah, they've had enough evidence that he can get away and run for good yardage, haven't they? That time it felt like, okay, enough of this. Let's play it the right way and get him on the ground before he does any damage.
Give him 3 yards on the run. Now they'll need to drop something good here on 3rd and 13. Not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the 1st. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. This one caught over the middle by Burnett. And they'll bring him down right at midfield, and he is well short of the 1st down. They bring their punter out there now. They'll boot it away from about his 35. That'll go as a punt of 32 yards. And they will take over 1st and 10. The Virginia Beach offense set to take over. Right now, Charles, it just feels like they're trying to keep pace. They did score the touchdown last time out, but they still trail by double digits here. We'll see if this offense is once again up to the task.
Yeah, and I think that after the last drive, they've got to be pretty revved up, don't you think? Everything they were doing was working pretty well. They go back out there with the same mindset, play at the same tempo and the same pace. Still a lot of time left to make something happen in this one.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Ready? Panther 60, Panther 60.
On play action, they'll throw. He finds his man, complete. That's Lawrence. And that's good for a gain of 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
At the 42-yard line, it's a pickup of 6.
Let's go
Brings
now.
up 2nd and 4.
19 Tiger, 19 Tiger. Ready?
Here's Davenport. And a strong run that time as he's across midfield and down to the 43. 16 yards, a 1st down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice because you're right, he struggled, especially in that 1st half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
He'll let this go for the end zone. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
And that's where you're counting on a receiver's size being an advantage. They were hoping he could go up the top of a smaller DB and haul that one in. A good thought, but that time it didn't work out.
60 Eagles, 60 Eagles. Ready?
Off the RPO, he completes it. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. The catch and run, good for 24 yards. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
First down.
18 Cardinal, 18
First
Cardinal.
and 10 at the 18-yard line.
Ready, ready?
Up the middle they go. Sampson. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
That's a strong pickup right there on 1st down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
Line of scrimmage, the 9. 2nd and about a yard.
Here we go, here we go. Let's go.
This is Davenport. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. 4 yards on the play, and then leads to the 1st and goal.
1st and goal at the 5-yard line.
Let's go.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal.
This is a critical sequence here for this offense. Things really haven't gone their way so far. This could be their chance to get back into it, but they've got to find a way to punch this ball in.
On 2nd down, they'll try and run the counter. And he gets halfway there from the 4 to the 2 on a gain of 2.
Well, sometimes I get caught in hyperbole, but I think they desperately need to punch this one in. They're running out of time.
Yeah, 2-score game, 2nd half. You're down here. This is the time to put it in the end zone.
Man, not going to get much better than this for an opportunity.
They'll try to run this one in. And this time he is in. Taking it in from a yard out. And the Elks are back within a score.
Well, he's been the workhorse on this drive, and it would have been unfair to bring someone else in to finish the job. So they go back to him again, and he delivers with a touchdown run.
Now the offense will stay out there. They're going to line up and try for 2.
The offense will line up for a 2-point conversion.
Ready.
They'll try and throw for it. And no, it falls incomplete. So the 2-point conversion, no good. Tough there. Good pass, hit the hands. He just couldn't bring it in.
And every receiver's coach everywhere. Seeing that play, focus, focus, focus. Watch it all the way in and tuck it away.
His guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. Here's Sacramento's offense once more. Certainly want to avoid what they had to do last possession. That was punt the football, because this game's starting to tighten up.
In a basketball sense, you think about taking a little bit of the air out of the ball, right? Maybe milk some clock, limit the possessions. In this case, they might want to do the same thing, but control the game offensively. Put together some 1st downs, put together a drive, and keep it away from them.
So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And it'll be 2nd down. Back to throw here. Got a man and he hits him in stride. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
That was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? 2nd and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the 1st down, and that's exactly what he did.
And he'll get this up to about the 40. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter.
Let's go now.
There's a short one caught by Ryman. And he'll be brought down at what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. 1 quarter remains in this NFC Wild Card matchup. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports, as we are just about set to go here in quarter number 4. 2 1st downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. They'll look to throw. He finds his man, complete. That's George. So the completion good for 7 there. And that's going to bring up second down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me. I'm going to keep firing.
His second catch of this wild card game, and it goes for a first down. Well, I'm sure he likes his performance a little bit better than last week. He had the 3 interceptions here, none in the fourth quarter, and he's got his guys in front.
Guaranteed he put in a tremendous amount of work this week. But maybe the matchup is just better for him. Sometimes it just doesn't work out. It's almost like those golfers. Certain courses fit their eye, and they like what they see. And other courses, as soon as they tee it up, they know they have no shot. Maybe that's the difference for him. Last week, no. This week, a big yes.
If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up second down. They'll run the screen with Mack. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down.
It's a gain of 17 yards. First down, Sacramento.
And when you have success throwing the football, the old cliche becomes true. The playbook opens up wide, and these screen passes, they become even more difficult to stop.
A give, running right is Mack. And a couple of yards as they move it from the 21 to the 19.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game. And while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
And this one complete to Burnett. So no gain on the play. 3rd and 7 now.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And this is caught. For the moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out.
Holding, offense.
Late game, that hurts. Take the touchdown off the board.
No doubt about it, and this is where you make a great movie scene, right? Go in, rally the team. Okay, we lost points there. Let's get it back and go out and score again. Can he get it done?
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And that is incomplete.
They really had a good drive going there, but a nice recovery by the defense these past few downs, able to knock that one away on 3rd down and bring up what I think for the offense, an unexpected 4th down here.
And that is not going to get there. Oh, he missed it short. It's no good. And they'll be unable to build here onto their 5-point lead. Now, this was still going to be a 1-score game either way, but still, that's a potentially harmful miss here in the 4th.
It certainly is, because if you consider that now if they give up a touchdown, they give up the lead. So he might be getting the side eye by the defenders coming out on the field now as he goes back to the bench after that miss.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
A play-action fake. They'll look to throw. And a catch right side by Evans. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. His first catch of this wild card game, and it's good for a first down.
That's good for a Virginia Beach first down.
Now a handoff up the middle. Davenport trying to run inside, but nothing there. No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Back to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's incomplete. That'll go for a gain of 7. And now it's 3rd and 3. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
8 yards, first down as they're able to convert.
1st and 10 at the 27-yard line.
I think everyone in the stadium saw that big hit coming.
And I, as a former defensive back, have to admit I'm a little disappointed. He actually was able to hold on to the ball. He brought the lumber on that play. Give my man a whole lot of credit for taking the hit and possessing the football.
And picking up the first down. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. 15 yards there on the catch and run. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10.
Let's go now. Ready,
Looking to throw. Now he's going to step up and run. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down.
Hawk 70, Hawk.
They'll look to throw again. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
Well, it's been a tough go for him. These guys have been driving down the field, but defensively, once they got their backs to the goal line, turned up the pressure, that's going to lead to a 4th down. Well played.
So on now is Greg Zuerlein in a pressure situation. Zuerlein's kick is up and through, and that will cut the lead down to just 2. So with that field goal, this one's now back within a field goal. Maybe not the ultimate result they wanted, but gets them that much closer.
This game is unfolding like a really good book, isn't it? Because I feel like there's a few more plot twists yet to be revealed before this one is over.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Here's Sacramento's offense once more. And this a very important drive leading in the 4th quarter of this wild card game. But this one far from over as they start out here 1st down.
Let's go now.
A run by Mack to start the drive. And he'll scratch out a yard up to the 30, and that's all.
And for the defense, this is a spot where you don't want to totally sell out to stop the run, but you do have a pretty good idea of what you're going to see. And that's good work right there to keep them in check on that first down carry.
2nd and 9 now. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. 8th catch for him now. He's been a big factor. And it's a first down. Now, defensively here, we're going to get a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. They'll go with Mack here up the middle. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. And this defense here going to burn their 2nd timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. They'll look to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40.
A 3-yard gain on the play.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. They'll look to throw here. He's got his target. That's complete. And able to pick up the first across midfield to the 47. And now here comes the 3rd of their timeouts defensively. So they'll be left with only the 2-minute warning to stop it from here on out. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And this is caught.
It's a pickup of 46 yards. That's another Sacramento first down. 1st and goal at the 1-yard line.
So it's our visitors with a football as we get you reset. They've got it 1st and goal as they search for what could be a game-sealing touchdown.
At the 60, at the 60.
And they will take a knee here. Victory very much in sight now as they'll take a knee.
Let's go. 19 Tiger, 19 Tiger.
They go down to a knee, and that will do it. They are moving on here in the playoffs. Well, one win down, still 3 to go to get to the most hallowed ground in sports, but a good start.
A terrific start because they get to move on. Unfortunately for the team that lost, it's a long offseason ahead for them now.
So that's a wrap. For Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. So long, everybody.